Right, this is a PCIP First Data Global Leasing document training video. I'm going to show you how to fill out a lease agreement for one of our merchants so that they can use a First Data and manufacture a terminal. The first thing we need is the legal name, which for a sole trader would be the individual name. So if it's John Hayes trading with PCIP, my legal name is John Hayes. If it was a partnership and it was John Hayes and Jess Jones trading as PCIP, the legal name would be John Hayes as Jess Jones. An and sign is acceptable. If it was a limited company, then it would be the limited company name, as that's the legal entity. So in our case it would be PCIP Limited. The address is the legal address, which for us would be Sunningdale House, on George Street, Altrincham, Cheshire. Whiskey Alpha 14, 1 Romeo Juliet. The next thing that we need is the equipment type, which will be a T4220 standalone, no pin pad, a T4220 and pin pad, an M4240 Bluetooth PSTN, which is public switch telephone network for an analog line, or M4240 Bluetooth IP, which is internet protocol, which means it communicates through broadband. If you're doing a lease for a GPRS machine, it's the M4230 GPRS single SIM, which defaults to Vodafone. So we'll give this merchant a T4220, which is manufactured by Hypercom. We're going to charge the merchant £22.99 exclusive VAT, which equals £27.01 inclusive VAT. We only want one terminal. The lease agreement is going to be 48 months. If it's a GPRS, you're doing it on a 36-month lease. They have a smaller shelf life. On-site installation not applicable. You can put nil or cross it out, that's fine if you want, just so that the merchant sign in and we can't add anything later. And then the total monthly payment is these two boxes here added together, again inclusive of VAT. So if you're taking a static Bluetooth terminal, one was at £27.01 and the other was £29.35 for argument's sake. The total amount, inclusive of VAT, which is going to be debited from their business account on a set day, would be entered into the total monthly payment. The customer then needs to sign or update the agreement. For a limited company, a director with more than 5% interest in the company can sign on their own. If it's a sole trader, again just a signature from the proprietor. And if it's a partnership, as it's a legally binding agreement, we do need both partners' signature along with the date. The next bit that we need is page 3, which is trade name. Obviously you always go by what it says on the business checkbook. So if it's John Hayes trading as PCIP, as a sole trader, we'd enter PCIP there. As we've put the name as PCIP Limited, it's a body corporate, which means limited company. Non-profit is charity. Partnership, I'm being a partnership, and sole trader just an individual trading on their own. If it is a limited company, such as PCIP is, then you'll have a limited company number. We are also VAT registered, so you can enter that as well, which means that the merchant will be invoiced with VAT and can claim it back appropriately. Business telephone number is very important, as it's how First Data would ever get in touch with the merchant if there's ever an issue. And they also take a random amount of leases and do a customer care call. PCIP has been trading for just over a year, so we can enter 1.5 years there. And then as a limited company, we disregard the full home address and date of birth, as it only applies to sole traders and partnerships. In the case of a sole trader or partnership lease, it is mandatory information and we do need it. Next we have the installation address. This has to be entered on every single lease. However, if it is a limited company registered, for example, for accountants, the installation address is going to be different. So that's where we need it. First, they need to know where the equipment is going to be used. Your next important field is sales rep name. Now, when we receive the weekly report from First, it does help us to track commission. Not putting your name in that box can result in commission not being paid or delayed. And then obviously the last thing that we need is the direct debit mandate, which you've all filled hundreds of at, and you should be absolute experts on it by now. And it's very, very simple. It's literally the account name that the money's going to come out of, followed by the account number, the sort code, and obviously another signature from the company again, just so it can all be set up as fully authorised. And that's it.